All right, everyone, it's time for Ask Web Op episode 21.
21!
Hey, everyone, I'm Taylor,
I'm Kelsey.
and we are back for episode 21. And today we're going to talk about rented real estate versus owned real estate. And what we're going to start with is talking about rented real estate.
Yeah. So rented real estate is something that you don't necessarily have full control over. So Facebook is one of these things because although you can make your posts and updates and things like that, Facebook could change its updates at any time. It could shut down at any time even.
Exactly.
So all the things that you'll put on there could be lost. And so this is something that a lot of people think that they have control over when in reality they don't. And I think that's an important point to make.
So rented, again, versus owned. And owned media or real estate is basically the only owned real estate you have as a small business is your website. And maybe you can go into more detail about that.
Yeah, so it's the original content on your site is something that you have control over. So you're the one making the updates and doing all of that. So you'll always have that content, and people can come back to that content, and that's where you really get into the interactions and things like that.
Exactly. You don't want to skip out on your owned media, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So every transaction that your customers are doing on your site is controlled by you. And what I mean by transactions is not always monetary. So maybe you do have a party booking button on your website, and people can actually book parties on your site, but it's more than that. It's also the information and the messages that you're putting out on your website. It's the hours of operation when you guys are open. You know, no one else is going in there and changing that without your permission. And it can also just be, again, the information that's on your website.
So overall, our main point is that it's important to invest your time more in your own content. And in a social media heavy world that we're in right now, it's really easy to focus a lot more on that, and it is beneficial. But it is important to keep that original content that you own in mind because that's what people are going to refer back to.
So the primary is your website. Secondary are those social media platforms that we discussed. So.
Yeah, and I think that's it.
I think so too. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for episode 21. We'll be back next week.
And don't forget to hashtag AskAWebOp.
Yep. If you have any questions. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.